All right, fantastic. Good morning, everybody, on Tuesday, November the 7th. Welcome to Coffee with Marcus and Mark. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Marcus. Good morning, everyone.
All right, so this will be an exciting morning. Who is ready to make some money with trading here? Type yes in the chat box. Oh, yeah, and who is here ready to make enough money with trading so that you can travel the world? Absolutely. Who here wants to make so much money with trading that you can live the lifestyle you always dreamed about? Yes, type in a yes, exactly, absolutely. Now let's see, how many of you want to get as much as possible out of our time together today? Yes, 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 we want that for you because for most of you with us here today, this is going to be a long-term relationship between us, I promise you. Because once we show you how simple this is, once we show you an easy way to trade, once you realize that this actually works, and once you realize that you can do this too, you will want to hang out with us for a lifetime. I promise you that. So let's take a look at the markets. And in the top row, we have the three major indices. We have the E-mini S&P in the top left, we have the Nasdaq in the middle, and we have the Dow in the right. And Mark, this morning, the picture is exactly opposite as yesterday. Yesterday, we opened up, dipped a little bit lower, and then opened around the unchanged mark. This morning, we went a little bit higher overnight, came lower, and right now we are at yesterday's close. This is where you would unmute your phone in case you wanted to say anything, but otherwise I'll just continue. The Nasdaq.
Oh yeah, hey, Marcus, thanks for the tip. That those little tips like that definitely help.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, the things just kind of ended up pushing higher, and here we tested some highs overnight, and we're pulling back, and like you said, kind of flat going into the open. Um, right now, the market seemed to be resilient. We'll see where things kick up once things open up. Crude oil will be fun to watch too.
Yeah, crude oil should be interesting after the Saudi purge that happened. I mean, yesterday crude oil just shot up, and were we trading actually as high as 58 at some point? Let me just.
We got close. I know we finished at 2.5 year high, so
Yeah.
big rally for crude oil. No, it looks like we got to 57.60. Nope, hold on, wrong.
Yeah, and it seems that right now, I mean, crude oil, as you can see, all black bars trying to find direction today, but it should be interesting. Gold slightly down here, but also pretty much around the unchanged mark, and the same here with bonds. Now, yesterday we identified a few trades according to PowerX Analyzer. So we went into a couple of trades, and it worked out pretty well. We went into EMES and HIIQ. EMES just shot up. Let me just bring it up here. Let me just see here, EMES. I mean, this is the trade that we entered yesterday. It came up according to PowerX Analyzer, and boom, there we go. I mean, this was a really nice move that we saw yesterday. I mean, as you can see, it was up 14% in just a day. I mean, this doesn't seem to be unusual for this particular stock to make these moves because look at this, we have bars like this on several days. So that was great that we caught this one. The other one was HIIQ. That's another one. So here, slightly down, getting ready. And what I like about this, I like that we have actually some sort of resistance right here at 22.75. And once we break through this resistance, we should be good to go. And I do believe that we have a pretty ambitious goal of 35 or $36 here, right?
Yeah, yeah. So there's definitely the potential to move on that one, and I'll bring up the target. Yep, actually on HIIQ, the target's 37. So we have
37.
a pretty good move to consider, but if it does make that move, if it breaks, there's a lot of room to move.
Absolutely, because it has been trading there, and markets do have a memory. You see, if traded once up there at 37, this means that it can trade there again, and this is where traders will say, "Oh yeah, yeah, we believe that this was a good target." So after that, it's always challenging to give traders some ideas here whether it should go up to 50, 60. But I mean, if it has been there previously, this is where it can definitely go again. Yeah, so these are the trades that we took yesterday, and especially in HIIQ, we took both the stock and the option. EMES, we tried to get into the option, but we waited a little bit too long, right? You snooze, you lose, because that ran away
Yeah.
from us. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
there's definitely an opportunity at the open and early on, but we missed that one.
yeah,
For anybody that got in, though, that was a good one.
yeah. Also here this morning, we already had a trade in crude oil that worked out nicely. So in crude oil, we're already up. There we go. $60, trading a single contract, and we're trying to get into the next trade that is right here at 57.14. So that is according to the HIIQ strategy, and we'll see how this will pan out. So let's just see if there are any questions here. Bruce said the wrong charts are up. I don't think so. I think these were the exact charts that I wanted to show. Let me just see.
I think there was a little delay, Marcus.
Okay, good. All right, fantastic. So let's see. Do you here have any questions for us that we can answer here this morning for you? Because we are here to help you. I want to make sure that you are becoming a better trader. And so James is asking, do you trade the opening? And you see, it's an excellent question. When we want to enter into a stock position, usually we place the stock position, the order here, already the day before, and then obviously it could get filled in the open. What I like to do in the open, I like to watch it and see what happens here. So in just a couple of minutes, the markets will open, and this is where we'll see what, for example, HIIQ and EMES are doing. When we are trading crude oil, we are trading right through the US indices open. And you see, for the indices right now, we like to trade NASDAQ, for example. So we like to trade boomerangs on the NASDAQ. And if it happens right at the open, we would take the trade. You see, the first 2 hours of trading are usually the most active. And this is where we see most movements. And that's exactly what we are looking for. But that's a great question, James. So let's see. Renee is asking, does your software work for weekly covered calls? Well, I don't know. I don't know if this is overall a good strategy to trade weekly covered calls. Oh, we got another winner, right? Did we get another winner
Yep.
here in crude oil? Okay. So while we were answering questions, we were making some money. That's always good. So here, $120 thus far in a few minutes. That's nice. So crude oil is moving here. So again, Renee's asking weekly covered calls. I believe that covered calls are definitely better traded on monthly. Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, because with the weekly, there just isn't going to be as much premium, and part of a covered call is the idea is you own the stock and that you're selling an option on it, and you want to sell premium. So on a weekly, there isn't much premium, and you're not gonna if you could get a price that's bigger and then experience that time decay like in the last 14 days or the last 30 days, you're gonna be making more money on it. So for me, there's just not enough meat on the bone, so to speak, for a weekly covered call.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Rick,
after commissions, definitely not.
Yeah. Rick is asking, what do you think crude will do today? All right, so yes, my prediction for crude today. Crude oil will either go up or go down, or, it might go sideways. Now, all kidding aside, you see, this is where I'm happy if I can predict the markets for the next few minutes, and that's what we are looking for. You see, with the HIIQ strategy, for example, we are in a trade for only a few minutes. I mean, the longest trade that we ever had, I believe it was 42 minutes it was in crude oil. Other than this, Rick, I'm not really good in predicting anything. I learned in my trading career to trade what I see, not what I think, because whatever I thought, the market had a completely different opinion. So this is why, it might just remain quiet, it might be volatile, the best way for me to trade is just to react to what I see. Mark, what do you think? What crude oil today?
I mean, I'm with you, Marcus. With the nice run up, I'm looking to take advantage of intraday moves with crude oil. If we were to look at an PowerX crude oil with the PowerX analyzer, where we could use USO instead, USO has been in a nice uptrend since October 16th. So at this point in time, as like a swing trader, the time to get into crude oil on a daily or weekly chart or trading USO was back October 16th, and there's been a real nice run up. At this point, I don't know what to expect because the trend started earlier. It could be running out of steam. It could be moving higher. Who knows? But this is where it's nice to take advantage of those little moves with day trading.
Yeah. Oops, let me get rid of this because there's a question regarding the PowerX analyzer that I want to answer really quick. So because Zane is asking for the PowerX analyzer, when you have the RI for the year, is this on a $10,000 account? Give an example, please. So right here we're looking at EMES. That's one of the stocks that we entered yesterday. And see, it depends on the settings that you have. You have trading account settings here, and you can either calculate the RI on a fixed position sizing. Now, fixed position sizing of 10,000 means that you're taking a $10,000 position every single time. So here for a stock that is trading at $7.80, it means that you would be trading 1,282 shares. Because 1,282 times $7.80 makes $10,000. So here you would have a position size of $10,000. The RI is then calculated on this $10,000 account, right? So this means that here, if you had traded PowerX according to the signals that occurred with the suggested profit targets and stop loss, over the past year, you would have made 10,704. See, if you change the position size and you want only to trade, let's say, $1,000, so this, of course, would then change the position, the current size. So if you want to take $1,000 position, you would only trade 128, and then the RI is 1,066 based on a $1,000 account, and you would make 106% RI. This making sense, Zane? All right, cool, good. So oil and natural gas may be in an uptrend overall. This is what Ron is asking. Should we be thinking about trading these commodities for now since they appear to be entering into an uptrend? Well, Ron, great question. And this is what Mark said. If you look at USO here using our PowerX analyzer, then you'll see that on USO, we have been in a nice uptrend since mid-October. That's what Mark said. So how long will the uptrend last? Well, I personally do not like to enter into an existing trend. What I like to see is that I catch the trend early. So here, the entry was a little bit earlier, and as you see here on the trading report, see that there was a possibility to go long on 1018. I should change it back here to 10,000, otherwise these profits are throwing me off. Let me just do this here because they're so small. All right. So here, over the past few weeks, we had one attempt to go long, and this did not work out. We would have had a loss of $141, but then two more attempts to go long, and as you can see, they would have resulted in a profit of slightly above 400. But that's our philosophy. We just want to get into the trades rather quickly, in and out rather quickly. That's what our PowerX analyzer does. So I do not like to jump in a trend late, because when you jump into a trend too late, this is when it might turn around. Mark, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that with a trend, I mean, this is where, Marcus, you said you're either getting out too early or too late, and the same could be said about the entry. But I think it's easier to identify strong trends and go for that middle portion, not at the very beginning or not at the very end, because we don't want to be late to the party. We want to identify opportunity when things are moving and there's the potential for it to continue. And at this point in time, I think that we're just getting a little too far away from that starting point to have a high probability trend. Now it could shoot up $3, who knows? But what I would rather see from a swing trading perspective is that there's some sort of pause or retracement, and that's where with PowerX we get a black bar, right? So rather than just seeing like 15, 16, 18, 20 days of an uptrend, to me it's too risky to really expect it to continue at that point. I'd like to see a pause, like to see a pullback. That's where we get a black bar. And then, maybe we'll see a new trend develop at that point, but that would be an easier and entry that I have more confidence in.
Yeah. So I was just checking HIIQ, nicely moving up right now. That's one of the stock positions that we are in. So EMES is another one, because I wanted to bring up the charts because Christopher is asking, how do you figure out your strike and entry price for the binaries? Well, what we like to do there is ES1067. We like to base it on the previous closing price. And this is what we do with our PowerX analyzer. We want to identify whether we're in an uptrend or in a downtrend. When we are in an uptrend, as soon as we break above the previous day's high, there's a high probability that the closing price of today will be higher than yesterday's closing price. And so we are selecting a strike price that is very close to the closing price. It will never be exactly the closing price because the strike price is always a little bit above or below, but that's what we do. And Christopher, if you have access to the binary option signal system, this is where we have videos that are explaining this in more detail. I just wanted to briefly answer your question. And if you want to know it in more detail, just go to the member section of the website, and there is where we explain it in detail, how we are selecting the strike prices, how we are determining the entry price. And if you are a subscriber, you are getting the text alerts. All right, let's see. Let's take a couple of more questions. Moses asking, do you trade currency? Uses euro versus the dollar? I do not trade currency. So I personally, I'm struggling with currency trading. I'm doing really well trading the futures markets, trading stocks, and trading options. Currency for me never did it. And here's why. When you're trading currencies, you're trading against your broker. And I know that technically there should be non-dealing desks, but I mean, recently, Mark, who was a company that got fined really big time here in the US because they claimed that they had a non-dealing desk, and in fact, they did have a dealing desk.
Oh gosh,
right?
They're all the same to me. I can't remember.
So you see, especially here in the US, a few years ago, the regulator said it is unfair that the Forex broker is taking the other side of the trade, because when you're trading against the house, who do you think wins? Of course, the house. And this is why they put some rules and regulations onto this. And this is where many Forex brokers said, no, screw that. We don't want to do this. So we are out of here. This is where most of the Forex brokers moved out of the US into UK or Australia, anywhere, somewhere else overseas. And there were only 3 big Forex brokers left. And so they were supposed not to take the other side of a trade. But then in the beginning of this year, one of the 3 was found guilty that they are still taking the other side of your trade, and therefore you're at a huge disadvantage, and they got fined and put out of business. So that's why we don't trade trade currencies. All right, so Zane is asking, you can short the USA, can you? It depends on your account. If you have a regular trading account, yes, you can short the USA. You absolutely can do this. I believe in a retirement account it is not possible, right?
No, you can't shorten a retirement account.
Yeah.
You can buy puts.
You can buy puts. You can do that. Okay. So somebody's asking about HIIQ. So we have our profit target and stop loss in place. So AIQ is shooting up now for real or fake job now? It's at 23. Well, it's a 23 trend right now. So it is going up, yeah. And I mean, is it real? Looks like it. So we'll see. It's taking out here the first resistance level. We have another minor resistance level right here. So I should probably try to adjust this. Move a little bit higher. Oops. or have it disappear magically. This is what happens. So at 2380, we have another one. So let's see if we can take this out. The high of the day here thus far was at 2365. So we already broke through the first resistance level. There's another one here. And if we do, plenty of time to get up here. All right. So fantastic. I do believe that's it for today. I know that there's a few more questions and we will answer them probably tomorrow. Just I want to answer the last question here. Where do I register to trade futures then? Moses, if you want to trade future, the broker that we personally use is Infinity Futures in Chicago. Their website is infinityfutures.com. Let me see if I can bring it up here really quick. You can open a demo account with them for free. And I have had my account there for the past, I want to say, at least 15 years, maybe even 20 years. So very happy with the way how they're treating us. Excellent customer support. infinityfutures.com. No, with the Y. Sorry. Infinity. Don't pay attention to this. I'm having a fat finger here this morning. Where is it? There. infinityfutures.com. There we go. This is them, infinityfutures.com. So that's where we have our account. And yeah, they do have free demo platforms that you can register with. All right, guys. Well, I enjoyed coffee with Marcus and Mark this morning. It's always great when Mark is here. Mark, thanks for being here. And yes, we just finished
no problem.
A fantastic event. So let's see what our stock positions are doing, and let's see if we find some more trades. I wish you all a fantastic day. Make lots of money with trading, and we'll be back here tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. See you then. All right. Thanks and bye-bye.